Hi everybody. How we doing? Grab a seat, grab a snack. And this is part 1 of The Monster I Married. Disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. This is my personal lived experience that I'm going to be sharing with you. We are going to go backwards. We're going to talk about, in this video, we're going to be talking about May of 2024 to May of 2025, and then moving forward, we're going to go backwards, which seems confusing, I know, but what's happened in the last year is the most important, and also I've been advised that that is the best way to tell this story. Also, I would like to say really quickly, as much as I appreciate you guys, I don't need to be told to seek legal counsel or to call the police, or all of those things have been done more times than I can tell you over the past year. So thank you for the advice, but I've done my homework. I've sat down with legal experts. What a lot of you think are the laws versus what the laws actually are two completely different things. And the laws in my state of Oregon are definitely different than the laws of where you guys live. So anyway, if this is a lot of start and stop and a lot of me looking down, I have notes, and I just want to make sure that I get the timeline right. So the first thing that I want to say is the concept of being the bigger person is a control tactic that narcissistic or manipulative people in general use to put the burden to rise above the harmful actions rather than addressing them. And I'm saying that because I believe that this would have turned out completely differently if my husband had gotten what he wanted from me, which was my silence. The only thing he wanted and asked for was my silence. He didn't care that he had done despicable things. He didn't care about the emotional turmoil that he caused myself and children. He didn't care about that. He only cared that no one knew that I didn't say anything. So he tried to first guilt, then shame, then punish me for speaking about it. I don't care that I've done these things. I just need you to shut your mouth, right? Not going to happen. So here we are. So we're going to start with mid-May. Mid-May, my husband calls and cancels all of our marriage counseling appointments and says, I want a divorce and I'm going to be moving out. So I come to him with the practicalities, right? Home, kids, animals, how are we going to figure this out? Because in my mind, he cares about those things. He might not want to be married, but we have spent almost 2 decades building this life together. It is equally our responsibility as adults to figure this out. Our marriage not working out is not the fault of any of the rest of our family who are involved, right? We have to do what's best for them. So what does that look like? So I say to him, hey, what if I get a studio apartment down the street? I've already found one. I can continue working my one job and I won't have to drop out of school. The kids can remain, within walking distance of school. Their lives won't have to change. I will be here with them in the evenings, and then we can reevaluate in 6 months or a year, whatever. Because in a couple weeks, kid number 1 is about to graduate high school. I don't want to be trying to, move, right? So he says no. I present several things to him over these following weeks, and he's like, no. So finally I say, you just don't want any of the responsibility, do you? You just want to moonwalk right out of here as if we never existed and make all of this, right, my problem. That was it. Yes. So I said, you make more money than me. I'm going to have to drop out of school and get a second job. Help me figure something out, right? You can get on assistance. I beg your finest pardon. I can get on assistance. So he's like, full stop, all of this, everyone involved is your problem. I'm out of here. So, graduation. Kid graduates. I ask him to be gone during that week because I have friends and family flying in and I don't want him around. One, to ruin it because I'm disgusted with him at this point, but also because I don't want to answer any questions. I end up having to do that anyway because he decides to not show up to kids' graduation party. So I end up having to explain to everyone anyways why child's dad is not at the graduation party. What excuse in the world could there be, right? So I end up actually having to explain it. So he comes back and says, I'm sorry, let me back up. So I also end up, once he makes it known that he has no intention on helping me or trying to figure out anything, no type of solution, I immediately get a second job. So from June 4th moving forward, I'm working between 80 and 100 hours a week. And also doing everything with the kids, everything with the house, everything with the animals. This man is doing literally nothing except flopping on my couch and hitting up females 24/7. Nothing, literally nothing. So I remember saying to him, why you said immediately after graduation. So what's going on? Well, I applied at this one place. Well, what happened with that? Well, I make too much money. You make too much money? Who's going to tell you make too much money? I said, are you trying to get an income-based housing? Are you trying to get an income-based housing? No. Don't worry about it, Rachel. None of this is your business. Don't worry about my whereabouts. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Just don't worry about it. It's not your business. Well, it is my business because you're flopping on my couch. It is my business. The longer you stay here, the worse it is on the kids and the angrier you're making me. It is my business. So I do weekly, monthly check-ins over the duration of the summer. What's going on? And I remember saying, it took me 20 minutes to find a studio apartment. I'm going to live in a studio apartment. Okay, that's what we're doing. So you're waiting until you find the perfect house. You're just going to stay here until what you have in mind, whatever you have in mind for your future, screw everybody else's, whatever you have in mind for your future, you're not going to leave. And I find out during this process that because this is his marital home, I can't force him out. Believe me, I tried. I can't force him out. It's illegal in my state. Even if I changed the locks on his marital home, I would get in trouble. Hindsight, I should have just done it. So much has happened over the past year that I should have just done it. There were a lot of things that I should have done, but I tried to, not stir up any shit, for the sake of the boys. And, I tried for a long time. Now I'm over that because everything that I didn't do enabled him gave him the time that he needed to do what he did. So this video ended up being a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So hop over for part 2.